She talk a black. I am learning to roll my own joints. I take a cigar, I smoke a little, and then I open it up and I put the weed in it, the ganja, and then I can roll it. And this one, it is longer. This is the longest one I have ever rolled. The paper did not tear up on me. It does not have holes or anything. So now I'm learning to roll it for myself. I have to. If I keep waiting on people to do shit for me, it will not get done. Why? Because the handler makes you to forget. This morning I said, hey, did you roll my blunt last night? Because it was not here. Oh, I forgot. I said, see, I keep telling you, the handler keeps making you forget about me. It is not you that forgets about me. It is the handler. If you do not handle your handler, your handler will handle you. While you are handling your handler, you cannot handle someone outside of you. You cannot handle their handler. While you are handling their handler, your handler will begin to handle you. One thing to know, your handler, my handler, their handler, they're all in 101% agreement to have us in 100% disagreement. And it doesn't matter. I see the handler playing out roles every day. They play out movies throughout our lives. I see it every day. Sometimes they are reruns. Same shit. Over and over and over. No. Just because they smoke does not mean these motherfuckers will allow me to remember. But I know that Dorothy said, those who smoke weed, she said, those who smoke cannabis, that's what she said. She said they were able to remember. She was in the service and all kind of stuff. She knows. I don't know if she knows I smoke weed, and this Amy told her, because Amy will run around and tell my business. That has nothing to do with her. Amy, did me and you smoke together? No, we did not. So why are you running around telling people my motherfucking business? That is my business. Can you give me time to tell my own motherfucking business to these people? No, you cannot. Because your handler needs to defame my character through your mouth. And my handler loves the fact that I am telling on you. They like that. Now I am in agreement with my handler. I do need to tell on Amy, and I tell her in pieces. Judy needs to tell on Amy. Elizabeth needs to tell on Amy. I was with him one day, and that's when I heard that devil voice come out of Amy's mouth, and she was talking to Elizabeth. Next thing I know, her and Elizabeth, maybe an hour or two later, her and Elizabeth appeared to be the best of friends. I looked at that shit and I said, that is some bipolaristic shit. Which let me know that they were controlling Amy and they were controlling Elizabeth. And then Amy brought in a guy whose name is Poindexter. How about that? I went home and told my son about this guy. Sometimes I think Amy was introducing me to nothing but agents. But there was someone who told me that York wrote in a book, and under the devils or CIA names or something, he said Amy was there. At the time, I wasn't really getting into military silent weapons, but right after I got off the phone with him, I began to get into military silent weapons and also to see what Amy was, since he said York had written it in that book, but yeah, he could not print screen that and send it to me. He print screened some things and sent it to me, but he could not print screen that and send it to me. So I told him I could not get with that. I was leaving my belief system behind, so I could not just say, oh, okay, I believe that. I told him, no, I cannot get with that. That's all. I had to no, show me that York put that in a book. So since he mentions York's name, he put it in a book. When I get off the phone with him, I go and I begin to really research military silent weapons. And I see Army. So I say, every time I see Army, my mind says Amy. And then I say, oh, I see. Amy is a code word for Army. And then in the Big Bang Theory, they put an Amy there. She is a neuromancer. biologist or a neuroscientist or some shit. And she is Amy. And then I see another thing that deals with DARPA, and her name is Amy too. And like, you motherfuckers are so invisible, but yet I am bringing you out. I see you. I will find you. I will hunt your bitch ass down.
Allen Ginsberg, one of the beat poets Johnny idolized.
It's just a discussion group. It is an innocent little organization about people. Yes, it is an innocent little organization. Did you hear that? So what they're saying, that it is an innocent little organ. The little boy's ass, or the little girl, her vagina, or they can take her in the ass too. It is innocent, yet they can make money off of it. And the word "in" is in, like a hotel. Now they made the babies to that tell to be a whore. Isn't that something? Little organ. And they are zations, which is the act of taking an innocent organ away. Your asshole is little and it is innocent. Very innocent. About people who want to talk about their inclinations. Wow. There's the word nations, I know. They are inclined to do this shit. Remember the word I told you the name was Klein and I had researched it? Yeah. They're eros, or it should say egos, but it says, I think it's ER, but I can't see it, which happens to center on younger people. Here's the word innocent at the end. Sent. It is money. It is contemporary. These people have been sent to do this shit. They are under Kingston syndrome, which is dealing with Aleister Crowley's diaries. And here's the word center. They're going to get money again from who? Younger people. And the Pope in the group, they are about it when it comes to taking innocent little organs away from little children or kids, as they call them, kids, because they are being sacrificed as a goat. And here is money and younger again. And this here is a cold-hearted motherfucker. Probably drinks a lot of gin. So this nigga is drunk and he is cold-hearted. So he probably thinks that he is drunk in love. You see? So it says Ginsberg and me. Wow. And they get away with it. See, they get away with it. No wonder they do what they do. Shit, they do anything and everything. And can get away with the shit. Now, here we have a robber who is also a hammer. He is a former FBI agent, but still, he is Ham. Ham's children. Before, I said something about a European chick I met was in her Muslim garb, and she said she was an Egyptian, and they said she is not. Well, actually, she is. The same way they are from Politis, they are kind of like Egyptians, because Ham is the father of the Egyptians. His first son is Canaan, and that would be his first son, Canaan. A robber and a hammer. And then they have a Haman in the Bible, and I think it's talking with Esther. And Esther gets Haman and his whole family killed out by writing on a post. Although they say they killed them on a pole or a post, that is what they want to kill us on. They want to hang us all. Not just Judah, not just the true Hebrew Israelites, all melanated people. If you're African, whatever continent you come from over there, and you are melanated, they want to kill you. See? Human sacrifice. Demons and witches. They want to change the name to demons and witches. That's fine too. Because in witches is what? You see it? IES, you can change it to that. It's still Aleister Crowley and Hitler on page 195. And this is D-Money. So it actually does not fucking matter. They will not call them Neanderthals. Someone, most high percentage refuse to call them Neanderthals. You begin to call them pink Neanderthals when you speak of them, they'll say, oh, you're prejudiced. Who gives a fuck? Just tell them, who cares if I'm prejudiced or not? You give me all the reason in the world to be judiced. I cannot be prejudiced because I'm looking at you from history, which is before. I see all of your evil shit. So now you stand before me today and tell me your DNA is not like this? It may not be all the way like this, but you can believe it is so easy to make you like them. And like Kathy O'Brien and Dorothy, they have come away from that, but they still have that slave master mentality. They still have the slave master mentality. Dorothy, she calls us melanated, and I must give her much respect for that because they refuse to call us melanated. Although Dorothy does, and I never even said anything to her about it. That's just what she said. She doesn't say black people and Negroes. She said melanated. But yet when I speak of things she does not know, she hurries up and goes back to the things she knows and her beliefs. She still has beliefs, so therefore she is still stuck in the world, and she will still remain stuck until she gets rid of her beliefs. But I don't know if she can because it is in their DNA to be a hammer. And the hammer is what hit Hammer Biff in the back of the head, right behind his ear. Do you know what is back behind your ear? Your pineal gland. Sometimes I wonder if they even have a pineal gland, the way they act.
They claim that they are designed.
Or maybe they do. And their pineal gland gets in touch with them the same way my pineal gland gets in touch with me about my ancient history. And their ancient history, they have been nothing but what people call demons and witches. All they have been is getting inside other people's minds because they can't go inside their mind because there's nothing there but wickedness. Every time they go in their mind, that's all they see. Even those who are not like them, like Kathy O'Brien, when she goes in her mind, guess what she sees? Wickedness. Why? Because as a child, they did this to her and that to her. Dorothy, when she goes inside her mind, guess what she sees? Wickedness. Because they have done this to her and that to her. D11, he's left to himself. He's not watching TV or anything, or maybe sometime he is. He'll go in his mind, and what does he see? Wickedness. Because their people put this wickedness inside their minds. And that will be in their minds forever and ever and ever. If my parents, when they go inside my mind to my childhood, man, I feel good. I'm glad to be there. But if my parents would have did these things to me and I go inside my mind to my childhood, oh my goodness gracious, all I would want to do is run the fuck out of my mind. I would not want to be there. I would not want those memories. They do not give a fuck what memories they leave behind. All they care is they got your behind. That's all they care about. It is in the Crowley Diaries. And then someone who is kin to Crowley, he goes and he writes. And now it becomes a syndrome, Kinsey syndrome. And it brings in so much stuff. Then it brings in the virus, the HIV and AIDS virus to get rid of you now. And something else that goes behind it. I'm going to do that after I get doing this. But if you're listening to me, then you know I talk a whole lot. You know I talk a whole lot. But around other people, I do not, although they will say I do. But I have proof I don't. I can play these videos, and then you will hear. When I open my mouth, someone interrupts. When they're done, I have forgotten what I was talking about, and that is for real. They snatch it out of my mind. And most of the time, sometimes I agree with people. It becomes an argument, and I'm agreeing with you. So a lot of times they say, okay, let's just drop it. I'm even going to stop saying that, because when I say, okay, let's drop it, that becomes like more friction. You know, it's not a big argument, because I'm not going to argue. I just do not have the strength to argue with the flesh when I am fighting the invisibles. I just do not have that strength. So I leave it alone. I just be quiet. They want to keep speaking, go ahead. I don't care. I'll just be quiet. And that's what I do. And that way, at least I keep my peace of mind.
To abolish age of consent laws.
They want to abolish age of consent laws, and they did. Why? Because now your parent does not need to consent. If you want what? An abortion. They do not need to consent if you get pregnant. They do not need to consent if we teach you sex education. Wow. Wow. They have full circle us and got us caught in it. Can any get out?
The organization for 3 years, every conversation.
I think people are waking up. I'm hearing people cough inside the house. Sometimes you hear them cough. Sounds like they're in here, but they are not. I'm going to turn this down. You can go and watch it. If you go and watch this, you will be done in 1 hour and 14 minutes and 10 seconds. If you want to hear what I have to say about it, who knows when we will be done.
That I had was about where to go to have sex with little boys, how they could attract little boys, how they could groom little boys. That was their agenda.
How they could groom little boys. Now we're going to talk about when Laura Horowitz. Wow, does she have a name or what? And she is even from Minnesota. Wow. Laura had a book. It was a thesaurus, which gives you synonyms. Bush's wife name was Laura. And I knew that the fire was in the bush when I saw United States in between the B and the H. His wife is Laura. Let me go and see. And in that book, it was dated 1929, 1927, 1926. One of those. I can't actually remember anymore. But it was copywritten in the early 1900s. I think I even have one from the late 1800s. But the one I had, the thesaurus, 1926, I think it was. Laura was synonymous to the evil, Satan, and stuff like that. Wicked, disrespectful. This name was with that. And here is Winona. This means something too. I probably looked it up. I just can't remember all the words I looked up. I am not the dictionary, not like that. I can't hold all that information. That'd be broke down more than my bag. So Winona Ryder, now she is a writer. They named her name to Ryder so that she can ride, you see? And then they had Beyonce to actually ride the horse. There's a song that says some, ride the black horse. But anyways, there you go. Winona Ryder was born as this person here. Her name is Horowitz. Now, she is very witty. She can win. See, because it is a game they are playing. The St. John 1-1 game. They even play with their names. Now she becomes a writer. And named after the town in which she was born. Wow. See? So she is really, really something if she is named after a town where she is born. Now, Winona, Minnesota. Wow, I forgot what that meant. I knew what all these things meant. But I forgot. That was all the way in Michigan way long time ago. Before I knew that they existed. She grew up in a ranch commune. She grew up in a pink commune. You know what they do there in Northern California. CIA. Where in CIA here, in CIA there, also foreign for fornication. You see, and they have 5 Gwyn Towers, and then there is Timmy. Oh, see, I knew I went too far, and I was supposed to come back some. Oh, I did not know she is the granddaughter. See, I say that they do not shock me, but sometimes my mind says, what the fuck? Isn't that something? Okay, in Northern California, where there are 5 Gwyn Towers, now listen to the next, which had no electricity. Why? Why they had no electricity? Because Timothy Leary did not want the towers there, did not want the mind control there. He did not need it. He had the neuro-linguistic programming. He did not need the towers and the electricity. Isn't that something? He is tied into electricity. And they are in California, where there are 5 Gwyn Towers today with his help. But they had no electricity. Wow. So they had no gods. They were not TIs, see? TIs trick. They were not being tricked. So they thought in their city they had no internet technology. That is a lie. This nigga is all about all of that. She is the granddaughter of who? Targeted individual military Timothy Leary. C-E-A-R. Leary. Now when I was in jail, I would do their names and I would see that all of them had doubles in their names. There's doubles. There's doubles. There's doubles. There's a double. But he does not have a double here. He doesn't need it. He has the ear for Aleister Crowley and his TI military targeting. Her parents were friends of Beat. Now he eats poet Allen Ginsberg. They were friends to a man who will beat and eat your son's ass. He is a poet, a very poet. He is a Martian, and they are so poor of mindset. The way their mindset is really, really poor. They cannot even afford the OR. See? He is a bird. He is hard. He is cold as ice. And once edited a book called CAL, California. Do you see that? And also the word all, which was dealing with the man with the big G. And I found all this shit dealing with him too. And he edited a book called Shaman Woman Mainline Lady. Wow. See, his females, they are the womb man, because they had to say whoa, but no one was there to say whoa, you see. And whatever the serpent gave her, she went back and gave to the atom. And then the atom and the woman both had to leave the garden. When they left the garden, the woman had something in her womb. It belonged to who? The serpent. So now the serpent will begin to take his pen. He is a sir. He will take his pen and begin to write what is in the woman's womb. What was in the woman's womb? It was a male kid, because the serpent used him and he was having sex with him, and he used Cain for whatever he wanted to use Cain for. And that what was in her womb. Cain means yes. So the serpent comes to Cain also, and he takes his, they have like little serpent, sometimes people will call your tree, your penis, a serpent. He sticks it up Cain's ass. His name is Cain. And Cain means yes. The woman said yes to him. Did Cain also say yes to him? But that is why it is a woman. I am not a woman. I am not. But people want to tell me I am, but I am not. And she is a mainline lady. So now he is saying this word here, which is, I'm going to go and see, because they think I know. SHAMAN. A person regarded as having access to, influence in, the world of good and evil. What did I tell you? Spirits. CIA, among some popes or people of Northern Asia. No. Although this is Asia, there's an A. Put the rest of this word in there. And my son just gave me information last night. I'm not going to throw any today though. I need to do this. So now, a person regarded as having access to and influence in the world of good and evil spirits, especially among the peoples of Northern Asia. Why? Because after the cavemen, the pink people killed out all the melanated Egyptians and took over. They went to Asia, and that is where they took over next. How about North America is right there? And I think Asia is even in the Bible. They put it there. It probably was not even called Asia. We don't even know. We just go by what the fuck they tell us. That's all we can do. What else? If we don't go by what they tell us, then our mind will just remain plain empty. Nothing will be there. They will though. They love your mind to be blank and empty so they can be there and fill it with that bullshit. Now, typically, which is T-I-N-O-T-I, such people enter a trance. Ooh, did you hear what I said? State doing a ritual. Wow. Now, they can get you in a trance state in a ritual